Good morning, it's Thursday, July 4, Happy Independence Day, day 50, 50, I can't believe it. How many miles am I going today? I'm going 0 miles. 0 miles. We're taking a rest day here at the church because it's so nice and there was some rain in the forecast, although really sunny right now. So I'll see you on the road tomorrow. I'm gonna be resting and editing some videos today. Competition has started. Here we go. I'm solids. See how this goes. Oh! That's what I was going for. These are the towels that I keep on the stretch limo. You know, I like to use a fresh towel for everything or in case I need to wipe something down. So it's nice to wash all these towels. Gonna pack them back up and take them to Virginia. How posh is this little editing setup? Sitting in a recliner, got my legs out. Oh, this is wonderful. Hi, can I help you? Woo! The Sebree fun run just finished. And this trailer was full of coolers. And so we got kind of wet. Helping out. Do we pick good days for rest days or what? Imagine us finding shelter out there and Paul singing in the rain. Family Dollar, thank you for being open on Independence Day. I got something for dinner tonight and breakfast tomorrow morning. More Kentucky rollers await us as we make our way east out of Sebree toward Falls of Rough. There's a Dollar General in Fordsville that will make for a good resupply stop along the way. Since I'm now in the heart of Western Kentucky, I thought I'd share some of the opinions people have about the differences between the two sides of the state. Eastern Kentucky has a bit more culture, but with more social problems, while Western Kentucky has a bit more diversity and more lakes. And Northern Kentucky isn't even Kentucky. It's just an extension of Cincinnati. There's more rain this morning on day 51. Wish I could have been out riding, but this will delay my departure a bit. Good morning, it's Friday, July 5th, day 51. Coming off of a rest day, where it did rain pretty heavily, so I was smart to take a rest day, and then it even rained this morning, delaying our departure. So it's 8:02 a.m. We left the church about 10 minutes ago, and the forecast is a overcast day, which I'm hoping for, but right now, man, I see nothing but blue sky around the sun, and I was hoping to not have to don all my sun protection today because of an overcast day, but we'll see if the sun stays up there in the blue sky. It's good to be back on the bike. Lubricated the chain, Paul did yesterday, and so my bike's running quiet, and the church had a pump, and so I could put some more air in my tires. The smell after rain takes me back to my childhood. Most of my childhood was in the Midwest, Great Lakes states, and that smell after rain smells a little bit like fish to me. And out west in Arizona, after it rains, you smell creosote. Much different smell after a rain. And they both have their charms and recall memories. What do you hear? You hear nothing. Perfect. That's because my chain has been effectively lubricated and is much quieter than before. Let's talk about pedaling on the downhills. I had a YouTube comment saying, hey, you're wasting energy. Paul said the same thing. And the truth is, I don't care
care at all about making it to the bottom of the hill faster. Like that's of no concern to me. When it comes to energy getting down the hill, I need no convincing that coasting is better than pedaling. But my rationale is I'm more concerned with reducing the effort and time spent on the next hill. And if I can spend some time in 27th gear, spinning fast, and by the way, spinning fast in 27th gear, going downhill, really does not use that many muscles. And if that can save me a number of pedal cranks in first gear, going up the next hill, that's my rationale. But if there is some study that was done on the optimal way to approach a downhill followed by an uphill, man, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know what the science says and the evidence says for the most optimal way to approach that. Because I'm just saying what I do. I'm not convinced it's the right way. And I also admit there is an element of fun to it. Like I kind of find a game in it, trying to get as far up the next hill as I can with the speed I have from going down the previous hill. So that might play a role too. I found out something pretty remarkable about myself, and it's that I have control over the weather. So if it's sunny out, and if I want to change that to clouds, I need to stop, put on my hat and arm sleeves, and then that will cause a cloud to block the sun. It's pretty remarkable to use this technique in the future. I just passed a Tyson hatchery. I think Tyson is the chicken company. It didn't really have the logo up front, just the name of the company, but I assume Tyson Hatchery. That's got to be super cute in there. All those little incubators hatching little chicks. Although, the sad news is what those chicks are eventually going to become. Yikes. I just incurred the wrath of an 18-wheeler driver giving me a mean honk. So I'm riding right here in the right shoulder, as much of a shoulder there is, and the semi-truck pulls into the opposite lane as if to pass me, right? So he's in the left lane, the oncoming traffic lane, and there's no traffic ahead. And so I just keep going my pace, and he angry honks at me because he wants to turn right in front of me. And was he thinking I should have stopped? Like, is that the right thing to do? The cyclist should stop so that the 18-wheeler can turn right in front of me? No, I think the legitimate rules of the road there is, hey, I can keep going my speed, and he has to wait to make that right-hand turn. So I just ruined his day, apparently. Paul's ahead of me, and he just sent me a text warning me of a dog. So I have my air horn here. And if this dog gives me chase, we'll see how accurate this air, or how useful this air horn is. I do see Paul ahead, maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile. Oh, did I hear the barking? It's like a collie mix. Well, it didn't give me chase. If that was it. Oh no, now I see another one. Now I see another one. Hey, hey, hey. Look out, buddy. Alright, I don't think this air horn's doing anything anymore. Now it's just blowing air. You heard me blow that before after I lost the horn attachment, and it still made a high-pitched squeal. That time it just sounded like tss. That's not scaring any dog. But I'm safe from him. Do you want to play a rousing round of is the dew point gross? Let's find out. If the dew point is above 70, it's gross, according to the chart I found on the internet. All right, outside of Utica at 9:50 a.m. Dew point of 73 degrees. Gross. 11% grade. Car back waiting to pass. Gross dew point. Oh, I'm getting sweaty. All right, truck. Let's make the pass now. Go on. Make the pass. There you go. Ah. And one more. Go on. Had a quick pit stop at JR's Market in Utica, Kentucky, where I bought a can of Sprite and a banana for $1.50 total. And we have another grocery store in 8.2 miles. That'll be our next stop. Get something a little more substantial. Really? Really? Let's see about that. In the middle of Nowheresville, Kentucky, congested area. I'll believe it when I see it. No congestion here. See what happens when I crest that hill. There's just going to be a lineup of 100 cars. It's going to be so congested. No, we're still good. No congestion here. Well, don't believe every sign you read. We've arrived at our warm showers host for the night. Looks nice. When I told you before about the warm showers host of the night, that wasn't 100% true. What is 100% true is where we're staying tonight. This one! That'll do. We have a new winner for friendliest convenience store along the route. 8 miles east of Utica, Kentucky, Doolin's Grocery. Doolin. They were so nice in there, asking us questions, offering to fill up our water bottles. They had coconut cream pie for $2.50 a slice, freshly made sandwiches piled high. I could only eat half of mine for $5.75, so I got half a sandwich to eat when I take another break. Seating area inside, and the owner wanted to meet us. His name's Elvis. And yeah, if you're cycling the Trans Am, I doubt that place would be on any maps, but that was a winner. I wish all of our convenience store stops were like that. A guy, I don't know, maybe 30 years old, and a woman in the passenger seat just pulled up in some red sports car, rolled down the window. I don't know how y'all do it. Y'all got some bigger balls than me. That's what he said. Wow, this is some beautiful, beautiful farm country in western Kentucky. I'm loving this. Distant mountains. I'm guessing that's soy to my left. I don't know my crops, but it's beautiful and peaceful. Oh,
that could have been my leg.
Pair of dogs just bit off the side of Paul's pannier. Man.
right, this is the good side. This is what the panniers should look like. You see this side pocket here. Now let's take a look on the other side. Yep, missing, ripped off by Kentucky dogs.
1 mile before the dogs got to Paul and bit through his pannier, Paul was saying to me, you know, all these horror stories we've heard about Kentucky, it's been quite pleasant so far. And I said, well, the horror stories are all about eastern Kentucky. We're still in western Kentucky. And then a mile later, he has dogs rip through his panniers. Just a quarter mile before this church, we were stopped on the road by an SUV, and he said, hey, go to the church at the top of the hill, and we'll have cold water for you, and bathrooms and air conditioning. So we stopped here and filled up our water bottles. How nice. I was cycling an extra quarter mile today. I left my sunglasses on the counter of the church. That's all right, it's just up here. Not bad. I've yet to mention the accommodation that we hope to be staying at tonight. This is a crazy one. So Falls of Rough is a state park. I don't know if it's also a city in Kentucky, but this state park, oddly enough, has an airstrip on it. This airstrip has some sort of terminal building next to it, and in this terminal building is apparently a room that cyclists can use to sleep in. I've seen reports on a crazy guy on a bike. Other people have stayed there. It just looks like an empty room, but it's air conditioned, and I found so little information about it besides a few pictures. So I'm really crossing my fingers and hoping that when we get there, this room is available and open and air conditioned, but I'm not expecting too much. I don't think there's going to be a kitchen. I don't even know if there'll be bathrooms. We'll see, but air conditioning is super important for getting a good night's sleep. So I'm grateful for that. At the Dollar General in Fordsville, I visited the cherry orchard and the orange orchard. Now Paul can gain street cred as a proper Trans Am cyclist with duct tape holding together his pannier. This was clearly the work of the high seaman. Oh yeah! I like the town name Falls of Rough, Kentucky. It has a Stratford-upon-Avon kind of cadence to it. The falls are just a short series of rapids, and the Rough refers to the Rough River, a 136-mile-long tributary of the Green River here in western Kentucky. The river powered a flour mill in the early 20th century. They named the 3 grades of flour from best to worst: 1 Grayson Lily, 2 White Rose, and 3 Good Enough. I can imagine the locals riding up to the mill on horseback saying, "Please load 3 40-pound bags of Good Enough on my wagon, please." We've made it to Falls of Rough, and they have a state park with a river going through it and a beach. And there's signs here that say no swimming. But we see people swimming. All of them were just swimming. We're going to be swimming. Welcome to the Falls of Rough airstrip. This was one I was not certain about. When I saw this described, oh yeah, cyclists can stay here. Like, really, is this going to work out? Not many people had posted about it, but it did in fact work out. On the left, we have men's and women's restrooms. And then on the right is this waiting room, I guess I could call it terminal. And there is 4 seats on either side and a coffee table. And nice windows, lots of light. Look at that, room for our bicycles. And I'm set up here for the night. And some cold, cold AC blowing right there. To me, it looks like Paul is really interested in giving himself a concussion tomorrow morning when he wakes up. Walking back from dinner at the Rough River State Park lodge and restaurant, and it was really nice. There was a beautiful view of the river, and they had a band that for the majority of dinner was just setting up, but then they got to play, and they played September, and and some other songs. I had a horn and a violin and fun band, and tons of people sitting out on the lawn listening to the band, because it is a Friday night here, and so it's busy and the parking lot's full. We're headed back to the airstrip. Here's your daily recap from the Falls of Rough airstrip that we're staying at tonight. Today's scenery was a 6. I really thought that today was really pretty, going through the rolling hills of Kentucky and some beautiful farms. It was a nice scenery. Today's difficulty was also a 6. A lot of hills and a lot of miles. We have some lesser mileage days coming up, but this one was a tougher one, sandwiched between some easier days. And my overall feeling of positivity, let's set that at an 8.